Welcome to my channel. My name is Jody, and in this video I want to show you a method I came up with to do turn edge applique that I'm calling lobster turn. So this month's 2024 Quilt Show block of the month, we are taking 4 of our low volume log cabin blocks and we are appliquing down 6 flowers. Yeah, 6 flowers. And I used a 1/4 inch bias tape maker for my stems, and I use the lobster turn method for my flowers and the leaves. So there's all kinds of methods to do applique. There's machine applique, raw edge, reverse, needle turn, freezer paper. Kathy McNeil has an Applique method where you leave in the foundation and you use these 2 fancy stainless steel rods to turn over the edges. And I like that method, but it's not in my budget. So I came up with lobster turn. And instead of leaving in the foundation like the Applique method, I'm using a paperback Fusible and Lobster Forks. So here are my supplies. I'm using Pellon 805. It's a Wonder Under. It's just a fusible, and it feels like parchment paper on the other side. And I'm using the parchment paper just that you get from the store. I'm using that so that I don't get glue on my cutting mat or on my iron. And I'm using a washable glue stick. And I'm just using this generic one that I got from the local hardware store. You just need to make sure that it's washable and acid free. And a tip when you're using a glue stick, if you're going to use it for an extended period of time, I put a baby wipe in a little container so that I can leave the lid off, and I just put it in there. It keeps it from drying out. And I bought online a set of 5 for less than $6, and that included shipping. I bought Lobster Forks. So I bought these. See if you can see them. They've got the pointy edges like the Applique method has, and the other side is flat. So let me show you how I created this petal. So I have traced my leaf pattern onto the Pellon, and I have ironed it down. I cut out the piece before I ironed it down. And a tip when you're doing this is to score it. Let me take out a pin here. And I just score the back. Pin that back down. And so I put my parchment paper down. Let me move this applique out of the way. And so I take my glue stick and I just generously put this glue all the way around. Put it back in there. I take my 2 lobster sticks or lobster forks. I take the pointy end and I hold down the applique, and it keeps my fingers from getting glue on them. And I take the flat edge of my lobster stick and I just go along the edges, and about every about every 1/8 inch, I turn it under. I just go to the edge, especially around the curves. I just go every 1/8 inch. And I don't need to turn this end under because it's going to be underneath a stem. So right now it looks a little rough on the bottom. So then I use the other pointy side. I just go around and I just tug on it a little. And then when I get it where I think it's all smooth. You can see all my edges are smooth. I take it over to the iron and I put another piece of parchment paper on top so I don't get it on my iron. Iron it. Let it cool. And then I can just take where I scored it, I can pop it out. Go around, loosen it up. Oops. Straighten up my edges. And now it's ready to be appliqued down. So I can either leave the paper in, but you want to make sure you take the paper out before you applique it down. Trust me, I know. You can leave the paper in and pin it like I have these. These all still have the paper in. But I'm doing the stems first. So I'm leaving these pinned because I'm not sure where they need to go yet. And so you can applique it down, or you can fuse it to hold it in place and then applique it down. So that's my lobster turn applique method. So if you use it, let me know. Give it a shot. I thought it was pretty easy. It's pretty slick. So I hope you're having a great day. Stay safe. Bye.